right, here we are going to be working on this past question that we have it here, that in the mechanism shown in figure 3, crank OA rotates uniformly about point O. Link AB connects the rod to connect the crank to rod O1B, which is pivoted at O1, and we are asked to plot the locus of point P, the midpoint of the link AB, for a complete revolution of OA. Alright, so here we have the diagram, and here we have, this is the crank head, the circle is the crank head, and then the crank head of radius OA, and then we have the link AB on which P is located at the midpoint of it, and then we have this point O1 and we have point B here. So the information that we are given here is that O1B, that is distance from here to here, is 40 millimeters, and OA, which is the radius of the circle, is 15 millimeters, and then we are told that the distance between A and B, okay, this line AB, is 100 millimeters, and then we also have it from the diagram here that the distance of this center line of the circle and this line upon which O1 is located is 75 millimeters along this horizontal, and then we have the distance between the center line of the circle and this line on which we have this and this vertical line that we have point O1 is 30 millimeters. So we also have that the rotation is in clockwise direction. This is the arrow, so showing us that the rotation is in clockwise direction. So we are going to be working on this for us to plot locus of point P, which is located at the midpoint of line AB or rod AB. So let's start and see how this construction can be done. So what we are to do first is to draw a vertical. So we draw a short vertical center line. So we have it like this, okay. So here is the center line. So let your center line be a center line, okay. So it is drawn with a thin long chain line, and then so draw a horizontal center line. So we have this, okay. So we have it like this, okay. Then we are going to take the compass and take a measurement of 15 millimeters, as we are told that OA is 15 millimeters, which is the radius of the circle. So we take a measurement of 15 millimeters, and then we come to this point here, and then we draw a circle. So gently, so draw the circle like this. So here we have the circle as we have it here. All right, so the next thing that we are going to do is that we are going to divide this circle into 8 equal parts. If you look at the point here, where point A is positioned in this quadrant, it is positioned in the middle of this quadrant. So therefore, we have to divide the circle into 8 equal parts. So we have to make use of 45 degrees square to divide into 8 equal parts. So just set the 45 degrees square like this. So we draw like this, okay, and then we slide to this side. We also draw this line from here to here. So we are divided the circle into 8 equal parts. All right, so we are going to number this point on the circle bed. Look at the way where A is positioned. Look at where it is positioned. So that means this point here is point A. So we have point A here. So here we write A here, and I'm going to write 0 here. And this point is point A1, but I'll just write 1. This is 2, and this is 3. So here we have this to be 4. This is 0.5, okay. Here is 0.6, and then here we have 0.7 here. All right, so then we have O here. So this is center O, okay. All right, so now having done that, the next thing that we are going to do is to locate point O1. So O1, as we have it here, that this point O1 from this line, okay, from this line here, which is the center line of the circle, to this line here, we have it to be 75 millimeters. So what we are going to do is that this is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to extend this horizontal center line. I will extend it to this side, okay. I'll take it to this side, and on this line I will take a measurement of 75 millimeters from here. So 75 millimeters from here to this side, this is 75 millimeters. So at this point I will draw a vertical center line, okay. So I will draw a vertical center line at this point, and it goes like this. So we have it this way, okay. So I'll draw like this. So then we also have that along this vertical line, so we have that point O1 is at a distance of 30 millimeters from the center, from the horizontal center line of this circle. So what we are to do now is that we take a measurement of 30 millimeters. So from this center line here, okay, so we take a measurement, that is this horizontal center line. So take a measurement of 30 millimeters up. This is 30 millimeters. Okay, so this point here we have point Q at this point. So we have Q at this point here like this. Okay, so sorry, not Q, point O1, not Q. So this is point O1 here at this point. So we have O1 at this point. Now we now need to locate point B. We have located point A here. We have located point O1. We now need to locate point B. Now if you look at this line on which connect O1 and B together, so we have this line. This line, what is actually doing is that as circle is rotating, it is moving in an oscillatory manner. So that is to and fro. That is how we have it. Okay. So now what we are to do now is that, as we are told in the question that O1B is 40 millimeters, so we take the compass. So we take the compass and take a measurement of 40 millimeters on the ruler. So we take 40 millimeters on the ruler. So this is 40 millimeters here. I have this to be 40 millimeters. Then put the pin of the compass here at point O1, and then you draw an arc like this. Just draw this arc. So let it go like this. Okay, so we have this arc like this. All right, so then we now have that AB is 100 millimeters. AB is 100 millimeters. So take a measurement of 100 millimeters on the ruler with the compass. So this 100 millimeters. So we have this to be 100 millimeters here. So this is 100 millimeters. Okay, so let me retake it. So here is 100 millimeters. So we have this to be 100 millimeters here. So now put the pin at point A here, that is at point 0. Then make an arc on this arc here. So this point here, so this is point B. So where the arc intersect the big arc, so this is point B. Now this 100 that you used to locate point B from A, so keep it, because we are still going to use it, so continue using it. So okay, so just keep it somewhere like this. Okay, then we are going to draw a line. So from this point, that is the rod that connect point A and point B together. So draw a line in this direction like this. Okay, so we have it like this. Okay, so as we are told in the question, so make this line a thick line from here to here, and also connect O1 and B together. Connect O1 and B together. You have to do this. Connect O1 and B together. So we have this now. Now, so we are told that point P is at the midpoint of AB. That is 50 millimeters from A or from B. So let's take 50 millimeters from A. So set the ruler like this and take a measurement of 50 millimeters. So here is 50 millimeters. So this point here is point P. So just write P here like this. Okay. So now I need to locate other point B or other point B and other point P. Okay. So we need to do that. So with the same 100 that we have kept. Okay. So put it at point 1 now. So put it at point 1. Okay. And then make an arc on this big arc like this. So we have what? We have it like this. Okay, so this is the new point B. I'm not going to write that. So what I'm just going to do is that, so from this point here, I'm going to draw a line. So this line will be a thin line. So it will be a thin line. So draw like this from here to here. All right, so on this line, I will take a measurement of 50 millimeters from point 1. So take 50 millimeters from point 1. So we have the new point P. So this is the new point P here. So we have this point. Okay. Then I will take the next the same 100 on the compass. So then put it at this point 2 here, and then make an arc on this big arc. Okay, so that is the new point B. So we are going to draw a line from point 2, so connecting it to the new point B that we just located. So draw a line like this. Okay, so draw a line like this, and on this line I will take a measurement of 50 millimeters from point 2. So to locate the new point P, which is at the midpoint of the line AB. So we have what? We have this point. So next, the same 100 that I've used. So I'll take it and then put it at this point. Okay. put it at this point here at point 3, and then make an arc on this big arc like this at this point. Then draw a line, so from point 3, so connecting it with the new point B that we have it here. So we draw like this, so we have this point. Okay, so then we take a measurement of 50 millimeters from 3 for us to locate the new point P. So this is the point, so take note of this point. We have this point like this. Then take the same 100, so put it at point 4. So put it at point 4 and make an arc on the big arc. So we have this point for the new point B. So draw a line from point 4. So draw a line from point 4. So we have this. Okay, so draw this line. So we have this point now. So take a measurement of 50 from 4. So along this new line, so take a measurement of 50 millimeters to locate the new point P. So this is the new point P now. So we have it at this point, okay, on the line. Okay, so next, so take the same 100 on the compass, put it at 5 here, put it at 5, and then make an arc on this big arc. So this is the new point B. Okay, so then we draw a line from point 5 so to this point that we just located. So draw a line from here to here. Okay, so we have this. Then from point 5, so on this new line, so take a measurement of 50 millimeters to get the new point P. So this is the new point P here. So here we have this point as the new point P. Okay, so next, so we take the same 100 on the compass, so put the pin at 6 here, and then make an arc on this big arc. So we have this point, so for the new point B. Okay, so we are going to draw a line. So we draw a line from point 6. Okay, so draw a line from point 6 to touch this point. So we have this now. Okay, so along this line, so 50 millimeters from point 6. So 50 millimeters from point 6. So take a measurement of 50 millimeters here. This is 50 millimeters. So this is the new point P that we have here. Then lastly, so we have the last point 7. So put the pin at 7 here and make an arc on this big arc that we have here. Okay, so all right, so then we draw a line from point 7. So draw a line from point 7 to this point. So we draw like this. Okay, so we now take a measurement of 50 millimeters from 7 on this point. From point 7, take 50 millimeters. This is 50 millimeters here. So we have the new point P here. All right, so all these points are to be joined together with the use of a French curve. So let us take our French curve and join them together. So let's take the French curve and join them together. So let's see how this point can be joined together with the use of a French curve. All right, so so let's go this way. Okay, so connecting this together like this, and then so I'm looking at how we can easily join. Okay, so we need to use different, so let me see this. I'll make use of this to join these 3 points together like this. So set very well, because the curve must be a smooth curve. So it must be a smooth curve. So we have this now. All right, so we have this now. So and then so we go this way. So let's see this. Okay, so I can join these 3 points together like this. So this goes like this. So we have this now. All right, so then we also have this part here. So let me see. I can join these 2 points together. So using this part of the French curve, so it goes like this. And then so these 2 points can be joined together like this. Okay, so I have this, and then so then this point, these 2 points that we have here. Okay, so they can be joined together. So all right, so I'm looking at how I can join them together smoothly. Okay, all right, so maybe so we go like this. All right, so we have this now. So we have the locus of point P as we're asked to produce. It's as simple as I've done it here. All you have to do is to practice. Thank you. Keep on practicing, and God bless you.